What is up, guys? Today I'd love to share with you 3 simple tips to play any standard middle game position effectively, such as this one arising from the Italian game. So, both sides have developed their minor pieces, castle, played all the standard moves. What are you gonna do next? These type of positions are a challenge for most chess players. Well, at this point, maybe you also realize that you need to develop your bishop somehow. So let's say we're gonna add a few more moves to the game. Let's say your opponent does something, and now you're at the crossroad. So how would you play here as white? Think about this for a second. Like, there are plenty of moves that make some sense. You may decide to occupy the center by pushing this pawn forward. Or maybe you want to secure this bishop from all sorts of attack of black, and you want to play like pawn a3 or pawn a4. Maybe you want to centralize your knight, or move your king, or queen, or reroute the knight to some better square. There are plenty of opportunities, and they all look more or less correct. So how do you choose the one? Here's the first tip. Develop your heavy pieces. And don't worry, I'll explain that in a second. And I use that tip as a grandmaster, but it's really easy to replicate it for anyone. So here's the deal. Think about this. In an opening, you develop your minor pieces, and that's great. That is correct. But at the very same time, you also have your heavy pieces, such as your queen. That is equal, in terms of the value, to 3 minor pieces. And your queen so far is doing nothing. Therefore, having your queen standing right here on d1 is sort of equal to having 3 minor pieces standing somewhere on the first row doing nothing. Definitely that's something you need to care about. And of course, other moves such as d4 or knight to d5, they all make sense, but they improve your position marginally, while bringing your queen into the attack would increase your attacking capacity significantly. So what do you do about your heavy pieces, your queen and rooks? Well, you look for ways to provide them more scope of activity so that they control greater quantity of squares and they have an opportunity, at least potentially, to attack something. So let's talk about this queen, for example. Because as for the rook on a1, definitely would wish to bring it into play, but there is no opportunity currently because the queen is blocking the way. This rook on f1 is not too active at the moment, but at least it has this potential semi-open file, therefore it has some potential. So the queen is the one that is also doing nothing. So you could move the queen somewhere here, and that would be a perfectly fine move to play. One of the good moves. At least it's better compared to where it's starting. But anyway, from here it's still not doing too much. So is there a way to bring your queen out in a more active way, where it has an opportunity in the future down the line to attack anything? Well, the move that I like here would be potentially to reroute the queen somewhere along this diagonal to h4 or g3 towards the king side, so that you can then attack your opponent's king. So your opponent will play something, let's say they decide to go after your bishop, they often do, or they do any other move, doesn't really matter. You can now bring your queen out, and now